Hey everybody, this is BeatTheBush. Oftentimes on this channel, I like to give other people's money away. And this time is no different. I'm gonna try to give the utilities company's money away to you guys. And I'm gonna show you how to do this with OhmConnect. OhmConnect actually started as a hackathon project where they actually try to reduce the carbon emissions of people just using some great idea. The way it works is like this. When you don't use your electricity, normally you don't have to pay for that. But on top of not paying for that electricity, you actually get paid money for that portion of electricity that you don't use. So how do they do this? Normally PG&E or Edison in California, they need to buy electricity during peak demand times. In the whole power grid, sometimes there will be higher demand and lower demand. And the power grid is designed so that they meet the average demand. So they use the most efficient and actually the pretty expensive type of power plants so that they can meet the average demand. But then the peak ones, they wouldn't build very expensive power plant just to meet the peak demands because power plants are really expensive. So what ends up happening is that PG&E and Edison, they contract out this energy capacity. When they need more, they just kind of go, hey, okay, I'm gonna pay this company so and so much money for a megawatt of capacity. Instead of paying this dirty power plant maybe $150 per megawatt, they can pay this OhmConnect company $100 per megawatt in order to just reduce the usage by 1 megawatt. To the utility company, that's no different. If it can pay people less money to reduce the energy usage versus paying another company to supply it, it's no different. It becomes cheaper for the utility companies. So the money that we're actually getting from this OhmConnect thing is actually money that the dirty power plants would have got. You can see that they're not very happy about this and they actually try to block laws and stuff. However, the US Supreme Court actually ruled that this is okay because it incentivizes people to actually be cleaner, be more green about things. Because if we reduce our energy usage, we actually reduces our carbon footprint. Because we're not using those peak demands, we're kind of like smoothing out the amount of electricity we use. This is actually really good for your pocketbook and is good for the environment because if you live in this area, you're going to breathe the air outside and it's going to contribute to global warming or whatever. It's going to make more pollution and things like that. So if you don't turn on these dirty power plants, better air for you, more money for you. PG&E wins because they spend less money to smooth out the power grid. The people that are losing here is the dirty power plants, which, well, it's fine, right? We don't want the dirty power plants to run. If this sounds good so far, I'll leave a referral link down below. You actually get $20 sign up bonus right now after your first thing called an Ohm Hour, which is just the first time you participate. At first when I was using this, I thought maybe it might be a scam or something, so I actually didn't make a video or anything. But now I really know it's legitimate because number one, there are news articles on Forbes magazine about this company. Number two, I got about $28 first payout after using it for 2 weeks. I went through about 2 ohm hours. If I post on Facebook, you get a 25% bonus or whatever. It ends up about $28. And if you participate this, they anticipate you might get about $50 to $150 per year. So on top of not spending money on electricity, you actually get a bonus for turning down your electricity. How they do this is sort of a mystery still because I haven't told you exactly how they do this. When I signed up, I actually really puzzled about stuff because I was clicking around, how do they know, how much points do they give, etc. So the $28 was actually submitted to my PayPal and it actually went through and went inside my bank account already. So I can say that this is legitimate and I actually got paid one time for this already. So how do they actually calculate how much they pay you? Well, this depends on how much they make. Now, during peak demands, they'll send you up to 2 ohm hours each week. They don't want to bother too many people in the beginning. There certainly are more peak demand times, so if maybe later on they're gonna have more and more. But right now is only restricted to 2 ohm hours per week. Ohm hour is a thing where they alert you through the phone, and during that hour they ask you to reduce your electricity usage. Now if you happen to be able to reduce your energy usage during that hour, you'll be credited a number of points proportional to how much you save. The number of points is different for each ohm hour because that depends on how much the utility wants to pay in order to reduce the demand. Ohm hour keeps 20% of this and they divvy up the rest of the 80%. Let's say you save half a kilowatt hour in 1 ohm hour, and another time you also save half a kilowatt hour. It's not guaranteed that the points will be the same because the wholesale price of electricity fluctuates. Another aspect of this thing is that you can connect various devices so that OhmConnect can send notification to these smart devices to reduce your energy usage during this time. For example, a Nest thermostat, they can turn that off immediately. If you happen to be turning on your AC or heat, they can turn it off during that hour. You can connect like smart switches for lights and stuff. You can also connect your electric vehicle charging. You can also connect your phone to alert you to manually turn stuff off. The interesting thing is, as I'm filming this, I'm actually participating in an ohm hour right now. I actually reduced a lot of usage. I just try to push it a little bit this time to see how far I can get, and perhaps maybe see if I reduce a lot, maybe I get more points or something. It's just testing out. I don't think I'll be able to replicate this every single time. So currently this company is only limited to regions that have smart meters. It actually requires you to have a smart meter, and other places, I believe like New York has smart meters and other densely populated areas have smart meters. Without people going here, they can actually check how much electricity your usage. The way OhmConnect is able to pay you is they need access to your PG&E or Edison account because they need to figure out what your historical usage is. Let's say during 1 ohm hour, they need to figure out what you normally use. So they're gonna go back and look at your historic usage. I'm not sure how far they go back, how many weeks they go back, but your usage depends on how much you normally use during that hour and that weekday. So during an ohm hour, you actually have to use less than you normally would use during that hour and during that day of the week. So if you normally use 0 watts, let's say you just turn everything off and you just connect this account to it, you actually will not get any points because you didn't reduce your usage compared to your historical usage. In that sense, I guess OhmConnect can use that historical usage and say, hey, look, utility company, we actually reduced the demand compared to historical values for this subgroup. It pulls together all these people, let's say 1,000 or 10,000, right? And if we all turn down our electricity usage during high peak demands, we might be able to reduce maybe 1 megawatt worth of capacity. And that's 1 megawatt of capacity that we don't need to use, which means we don't have to turn off this dirty power plant, and better air for us and cheaper for PG&E. And it's a win-win for everybody. Upon your first OhmConnect usage, you actually have to connect your AT&T account so that they can see your historical usage. And then after you participate in your first ohm hour, you can then have the ability to transfer that points or money into your PayPal account. Each point is worth 1 cent, and each ohm hour, the last 2 ohm hours I participate, it's about 110 points. I think it fluctuates a bit. 2 per week times 52 weeks, that's about $110 right there. So if this sounds good to you, don't forget to go down in the video description below and sign up through my referral link. You'll actually get a $20 bonus for signing up right now. It used to be $5 and they upped it up to $20. I think actually joining this thing is like it's kind of like a charity thing almost. You can even donate the points that you get to a charity. Just to let you know, you'll be able to withdraw the money after participating in your first ohm hour. So right there, you can withdraw at least $20 just right there. So I'm really enthusiastic about this after I realized that it's actually a legitimate thing I actually hope this company become really successful and kind of grow to other regions as well, because the idea of smoothing out the electricity grid and not turning on really dirty power plants is like really good for the environment. It helps everybody. It helps your pocketbook. It gives you some spare change to use. It reduces PG&E's power fluctuation. It reduces their cost. It puts money in your pocket, and it reduces the greenhouse gases emitted by the really dirty power plants. It reduces the pollution from the dirty power plants in your local area. So if you go outside, if a lot of people participate, it's actually going to make your air quality better. This is really great, and I'm glad to be able to share this with you. I'm really glad I actually discovered this now versus later. I mean, it's been around for like almost a year now. And don't forget to give me a like and comment down below if you signed up, and let me know what you think of this program. And don't forget to subscribe over here. Thanks for watching.